This is Ninja DC, joining again for another reaction video. This time for Star vs. the Force of Evil, Season 2, Episode 9. Joining me again is Unova.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen! I am the giant doctor over here at General Heart Hospital. Pleasure to make your acquaintance as you look at my 10-foot tall stories of amazement. My name is Unova, by the way.
10-foot tall stories of amazement. That's a damn big book. That's a little bit overkill, don't you think?
Well, I mean, with multiple tomes throughout literature and such, it just seems right, you know, for the last great book to be that high.
No, it doesn't.
Oh God. And Jenn.
Hello, I'm Jenn, and I sit in the shadow of Unova's 10-foot tall book of awesomeness. And I raise it 15 stories!
No!
What now? What now?
And then someone takes a book from like your high pedestal and then it just comes crumbling down.
Sometimes I think about Unova. Sometimes I think about Jenn. Sometimes I don't think about nothing but that DC man. And the walls came down.
Oh my gosh.
All the way to hell. Never saw them when they were standing. Never saw them when they fell.
Second, you gotta write that out. You have to write that out. That was good.
Yes.
That was good. That was absolutely good. You gotta write that out.
Anybody's gonna pick up where I stole it from.
No, I'm not. Sorry, not picking up what you're throwing down.
Hello. Jenn!
Sorry.
To know classic rock.
Sorry, my bad.
I'm teasing.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Cadet Redshirt, and I'm a little bit sick today.
Aww.
Just a little.
Don't feel bad. Me too, a little bit.
I know. I can hear it.
Ooh. So stupid cold weather.
Those are the girls.
Stupid cold weather.
Yep.
Winter is such a cool mistress, isn't she?
Winter's messed
Everything
up.
is a mistress, you know what, to you.
He has a way with words. Namely the word mistress.
Apparently.
I'm sorry.
Cadet, and now that's getting my mind going. Like everyone's a mistress.
Everyone's a mistress in their own way. You and mostly me. And you.
Oh, everyone's a mistress. Oh man.
Oh gosh.
Everyone's a mistress. Oh dear.
Jen's dying.
No,
we haven't even started Star yet.
I guess the possibilities were just too much for her.
No, this is not dying yet. Something has to be specifically funny, and then you will feel you will hear like the laughing fits that make you think I'm gonna die of laughter.
She's alive. She's alive. She's so alive.
Nobody said it. Nobody said it. Second. No.
She said she's not dead. There is no not dead song.
I'm not yet dead.
I'm not dead.
Freaking Spam-A-Lot. There is a not yet dead song. Come on.
I'm not dead.
Okay,
yes.
Now I'm going to spiral into depression about how I missed my chance to see Spam-A-Lot 2 years ago.
I'm sorry. Okay, like Monty, like the freaking Holy Grail is like one of my favorite things of all time.
Oh, love that.
No, I have seen Holy Grail. I
finally got to see Spam-A-Lot this, like, I think last February. and I was like so happy. I paid because like me and my brother and sister watched that like I don't even know how many times, the freaking Holy Grail, and then I was like Spamalot is like musical version of it. And so I bought everybody their tickets, and then I bought everybody merchandise, and we went and watched it. I was such a nerd.
I need to see Spamalot.
It's so good.
Oh my gosh! That means if you
It's
like,
just put to music. It's just.
oh my gosh, it's Holy Grail put to
yes.
music.
Yeah, it's Holy Grail put to music.
Then I'm going to love this.
Yes,
I'm
I
going to watch
absolutely
this.
agree.
I'm going to watch this and love it.
Yes.
All
We
right,
now return
and-
to our regular broadcast.
We now return to our regular scheduled madness.
which is pretty much just second.
Hi, I'm the second opinion, and I'm sick too of life.
No.
Do you
What have
realize
I done?
Do you realize how long it took for us? How much of a tangent we got on, and then we introduced the second.
Yeah.
I figured he introduced him with that
Other things
song.
first, me second. I feel better now.
There he is in fine form, though. What
All
the
right,
heck
so
kind
let's
of
review some Star.
what the heck noise was that?
It was me.
Oh.
I had just taken a drink. And, like,
Oh,
I almost spit tanked, but then like drank it at the last minute and just let the air out, and it was like.
Close save.
Yeah, I mean, I could have ruined my like whole setup right here. I'd rather not ruin electronics.
no, that would be bad.
I am in the proverbial hole enough as it is.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
So, everybody ready to review Star versus Force of
Yeah.
Evil?
Season 2, episode 9, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
999. Okay.
yeah. This thus begins the
Behind the
series
times
of,
on Star, it would seem.
yeah,
Begins the series of.
yeah. This is big. Start beginning as the last. Let me see. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
999.
Oh, or we only have 5 more episodes.
Oh, yes.
What's the last
Like
episode?
five-
Number 14?
Yeah, so 5 more episodes after this one.
Okay.
So we'll have enough for the new year. Hallelujah.
Woo! That's good.
But you know what to say is these next batch of episodes are very nice.
Oh.
It's nice.
Very nice.
So Star continues its upward arc.
Interesting.
I am now intrigued. I mean, when DC is saying very nice, I'm like,
I wonder if it has anything to do with his Starco. Very silent. Everybody
objectively,
went
no.
silent.
This is an idea.
Just taking that
That's why he
objectively
was
aside, no, I said just of taking that objectively, just like in terms of pure quality, like I feel the next batch of episodes, like just take up the quality. I don't want. I'm trying to avoid spoilers in any way, but just say that really just builds and builds. Like when it hits a certain, like it starts going, and then
Okay.
Lack of
So let's
denial
start going.
is probably
Yeah.
going to happen if you
oh
don't
boy,
speak in spoilers.
in spoilery, in spoilery.
everyone ready for? Everyone got the episode up at 00.
I'm such a
Yes.
jerk.
Yes.
All right, press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
play?
Wait, stop.
Oh,
crap.
Stop.
Wow.
Roll the
It's just
intro
about
again.
to ding.
Gonna get a little paused. Gonna not get very wild.
All right, everyone
Gonna
up
run
back
the
at 00.
intro again.
Why is this happening?
We
to
will
us?
rerun that intro.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it's because I had the tat.
Good. Gonna run
Because I
that
have the-
intro. Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
because it had the like the video player up, but since that last thing I clicked was the Hangouts thing, it didn't click the first click. All right, now I have that up, and that's the first thing I'm touching. All right, everyone ready?
Ready.
Talking pause.
00.
Yes.
Press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay.
Ding.
And here we go.
And now the part where May as well sing along because the audience can't hear it.
A little while.
Little while, I ain't from
here.
around here. I'm from another dimension. I'm in a little way. Good time.
I'm from another.
Woo!
Yeah.
Am I weird for liking how like
talking
friggin'
to
Marco's
you.
hair bounces?
Yeah.
I like the way it bounces. I just, yeah.
Bow,
Well, you know animation, so.
Where to go, little way.
Gonna get a little
Wow,
from
I'm
around
around here. I'm from another dimension.
Lag? Are we a half second off in following this? Or are we just plain
Probably.
incompetent? You decide.
Oh gosh.
I
Ooh,
look
he
like the
looks
Joker.
terrifying.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Unicorn head is there.
Hey, Star fan.
Mm,
Oh.
gonna
Oh my
weird.
gosh.
wink.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
They're magically delicious.
No.
Oh my god.
Don't you hate that person?
I'm scared of those brownies.
Oh.
What the
Still
heck?
playing.
What the hell?
Oh, because what's her face is there.
Yes.
I thought the song was still going with the player keyboard, right?
Jackie. Oh my gosh.
Jackie just moonwalked.
She ate them all.
Jackie's not amused.
Good lord.
Summoning Pinhead.
Oh my gosh.
Truth or punishment, though? Like,
Polo. Yeah. Michael! Polo. Polo.
Is everyone at 24:48?
Yeah.
2:48.
250. 250.
52, 53, 54.
55.
Did she just, her ears just clap her horn? Oh, God.
Yeah.
do you want to play a game?
So aren't boys supposed to be like icky at girls'
Oh,
sleepovers?
now I remember who voices this.
The pinky swear.
Oh.
Bum bum bum.
Yes, I figured it.
Speaking of Monte Python. Uh-oh.
Oh. Holy heck.
It's all ready to.
His favorite
Oh.
What do
hoodie.
you? I'd have to go with chartreuse.
Oh no.
Oh, crap.
Oh.
That was actually kind of brilliant.
That's amazing. Oh no, what is happening?
Mm.
Mhm.
Oh! Oh. Ah!
I was wondering if those would have an effect.
What the? Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Ah.
This is like a PSA.
Oh! Oh!
Boy, she ate a ton of them.
Wow.
Oh! Okay.
Magic sprinkles, and they were still that bad.
Bounce lounge. Oh!
Great.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay, you go.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Well,
Mm. John
He's
Keith.
really stressed out about it.
Oh God.
saved himself for last.
The emo hair.
Oh.
Could this be a
What?
plot twist?
Oh. Oh.
Wait, come again?
Is it Star? Did Star lie?
Oh God. It's invincible.
What did he say about what Marco said? Marco's not the one who lied, or what?
Yeah, he wasn't the
Yeah.
one who lied.
No.
I think. Oh no.
Actually,
Ponyhead.
Oh. Yeah. Oh.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Come on, don't spell it out.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. And then there's actually no break. I forgot.
Uh,
Oh crap! These are
oh.
What the heck?
Is that Hasagato? Oh! Okay.
Wait, what?
Hmm.
Okay.
I love that they're in SoCal, of course.
Okay.
Please.
Is he supposed to be an Ash reference? Mm.
Oh,
That's his
It's a
okay.
chainsaw.
so
Nice.
metal.
Dimensional chainsaw. Oh gosh.
Okay.
The music.
Uh.
I wish I could make a face like that.
Well, you make some
But they
cute
need the-
faces.
Oh gosh, back in Gwen Spy. That was the very first episode that I ever saw. I caught like the tail end of it the last time. The last one. The music.
Mm. Mm. And she don't mind.
Yeah.
She might though.
She might in a minute. Terminator style.
Yeah.
Are you Sarah Connor?
Mm. Yeah.
Princess Marco. Quest by.
Why?
This is why the
Are they
scissors
gonna end
are
up
much more
buying
efficient.
him a new one? Like, that's how they get him off their backs.
Oh.
Hours. The universe.
Shop in the Earth section.
Still
Oh,
walking
you're
in
right.
ballerina shoes.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
No exchanges.
Oh! Oh!
Smart.
Yeah! Seriously, keychains. Wow!
Oh my god.
Wow!
Star's face.
Starby.
I always read the fine print, Star.
Oh!
Thank you, I'll be here all week. How did I know? I wonder.
Few hours. I only have like 1 hour.
Oh, wait, they really would like something to help them not die at the hands of this guy. Get that big sword or something.
Oh! Magic gauntlet.
Workman's comp.
Jeez.
What the heck?
It's impervious. Wait, purple's now your favorite color?
I wonder what they said about changing opinions.
Yeah. Oh!
Since you're like going to die,
Oh!
1 minute.
Let's see if the cheese works. Oh!
Why aren't there stairs in this place? Oh gosh.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh! Oh!
Fucking stop it.
Ooh. Oh!
Oh gosh.
That was. Oh.
Okay.
Like I said, the episodes start picking up.
Yeah, definitely. But why disaster me? Why did you have to perish?
I might have said they started picking up with episode 6. The buff frog thing.
Yes. Yeah, but it's kind of great seeing Star having like a bunch of girlfriends hanging out together, you know?
And how about they don't like have any inclination to exclude Marco? I'm like, wait, isn't the point of a girls' sleepover to like not include the guys just so you can say you didn't?
I mean, maybe when you're 8.
Well, it's not like he was in a sleepover necessarily. They just sort of invite him to the one game thing, and he sort of lives in the house.
Yeah.
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 But I mean, I guess it was, still like nice gesture, whatnot. That I mean, these shows are usually good at trying to break like the awkward barriers that probably shouldn't be there. But although, granted, I don't know if it like Truth or Dare games. Maybe that's one that should be retired. I don't know if they broke that because they kind of made an awesome conflict out of it instead. It's like
Truth or death.
Yeah.
Truth or punishment.
I just wanted to see them do more with that, like the evil, truth-demanding cube room, like.
Do you watch the game?
It only asked them 3 questions. I feel like they could have gone a lot farther with that.
Oh, it could have gone like Lucky 7. And if you don't, or maybe it could have gone a bit of like a Dante's Inferno thing. I think that would have been really hot if they would have done that. I mean, like multiple levels.
I mean, if they had the full episode, then they might have been able to do a lot more questions. But I feel like what they did was...
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really have time for more, but I just... That's one that I think could have had even more potential to it.
Yeah. And even still, what they did with it was still satisfactory enough, even exemplary. Seriously.
That is fair enough.
Like, seriously, when they made the moral into like, oh, the truth isn't black and white. It alternates. It bases on like the time and preference. I'm just like...
As you get older, that sort of thing. I was like, oh, that was pretty clever. That was a really clever episode. Thank you.
And I do appreciate not like feeding into the wannabe truthers. Like, no, honesty is good, which means I can say whatever I want at any time, except when I don't actually feel like being honest. But no, like I said the thing that nobody wanted to hear. That means I am an honest person. It's like, quote unquote, truth or logic gets really self-defeating really fast.
Yeah.
Is true.
It's not black and white. Oh, that line! So good.
You sure that's the line you want to praise?
Well, I mean, sorry. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just fixating on it for a particular reason. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, well utilized maybe, but I mean, I think it's not all black and white is literally the first line that was invented to describe things that are not all black and white. Note my choice of line there.
Potato. Some people get fixated on the weirdest things. Other people fixate on some things that like self-grandize them or freak out based on that same supplements. Yeah.
Well, I'll drink to that.
It's the simple victories, simple victories. But so yeah, like
I don't have a song for simple victories.
Good.
I do, however, have a drinking song.
Damn it.
No!
Gather round, ye lads and lasses, set ye for a while, and hearken to me mournful tale about the Umbridge Isle. Now let's all raise our glasses high to friends and family gone, and just lift our voices in another Irish drinking song. Consumption took me mother and me father got the pox. Me brother drank the whiskey till he wound up in a box. The other brother... Okay, go on.
Oh my god, I actually know that song. Okay, but I'm like, the fact that we're picking up on like the storyline with Saint Olga's and her servant, and literally the fact that like her fixation is on torturing Marco as fast as possible instead of Star. It's like a good change of pace, which means that Marco has his own arch nemesis now.
She really count as an arch nemesis? That you're talking about the girl who's going into his wallet and stuff, right?
No, he's talking about St. Olga's.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, he's the headmistress.
I'll get you, Princess Marco. And that's amusing.
Freaking Princess Marco.
I mean, how about like I was very undecided if like that was either like a brilliant way to play with our expectations, just like her henchmen like saves them by crushing their one enemy and then gets crushed back by that one, like essentially fighting over who the villain of the episode is. But but no, yeah, like then they it was one, a way to establish that yes, she's still in the game, she's making plans, and two, it did technically progress that with now she has that guy's tracer or whatever.
And his hand, just like a certain villain.
Yeah. I mean, at first,
on reptilian background.
For a half second, I thought he was Toffee, and then you actually credit to where it's due, because I mean they have similar designs in whatever creature they are, but I mean Toffee just like had so much sophistication that you could not mistake that guy for him for long. Like it's not really all that comparable.
Yeah.
Not like, what he's gonna be. He's like back with a vengeance now, or but like, no, not even close to the same guy.
Yeah, not even close. I was also kind of like wondering about like the whole thing about the how they just I know like Star really does like using like the whole like, oh, you think you're gonna teach you like that sort of cliche moral about like friendship and stuff? Well, think and then take back. But I think this was the best exemplary example of that during the Quest By episode. I'm just like, I nearly thought they would have gotten away with it, but no.
Like the friendship saves it, like the friendship saves the day thing.
You have to buy something from the store. Well, it was worth a try. I mean, that was that was a fun way to mix up expectations. Improving the moral, I might actually give more credit to the first half, just like the whole, like you try to be as straightforward as you can, but I mean, you realize you can't just treat something like it's all black and white and then say you're some kind of truther or something like that. I mean, that's not always fair to people.
Also, like the fact that Marco's really kind of like coming like, even though we haven't really seen much about him being like the karate man he was back in season 1, they're really showing a lot more of his femininity this season.
I mean, I get granted the first season made like some kind of point of the fact that he could be a monster smacking hero without being over just being what he was. Like, he did have his qualities that I guess would be more stereotypically feminine, like the whole
Did someone fall asleep?
Organized, well kept. That's what it sounds like, all right.
No.
Which?
Oh no.
So is it Jenn or DC?
It's Jenn.
Oh jeez.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, she must be really tired. She doesn't snore normally. She doesn't normally snore. Oh no.
Oh no, things froze up a little bit, so.
It's a shame.
Oh. Pretty soon, if I fall asleep, we're basically just going to be like, okay, we now know what's happened.
This is an interesting position to find myself in.
Take bets on who's next.
I mean, if I ever actually fall asleep while actually having conversation, you guys can hold it over me for the rest of my life, because I hardly ever even do that when it comes to actively being in a call. Like, if I'm online watching videos,
You say hardly, as in like it's not always.
Sleep.
But
oh no.
but
all right, I quit.
Okay, but I mean, no, she stays up late for this. Like, I would seriously think they're doing a break here.
All right, come on.
It's not fun to be
hang out.
pig-piled.
Yeah.
There we are.
But anyone else has something to talk about for these 2 episodes?
Okay, well, let's see. Like, as far as how they stack up to the past.
All right, there we are.
Thanks, DC.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're letting. I mean,
stop laughing.
What's up?
DC keeps laughing. Stop it.
I just remember, notice, as realized, also excited volume apparently gives me control of video as well.
Really?
So as soon as really want to be, I can just switch on everyone's
active
camera. Mic. Yeah, I was just looking wait, that is an option.
What? That's kind of scary. Okay, good thing I don't have one.
That's what I was laughing. I was like, what? What is this? That's so easy to abuse.
Exposed.
Wait, coming up.
It also besides giving me volume control, also gives me I can switch on people's video webcams.
What does?
My control panel as a host.
Because he's host, he can open our stuff. That's how he just muted Jenn.
Oh, cool.
She's been muted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Star. So what are your thoughts on the final of the first part? The hints at least at Starco.
I'm so happy I called it. DC's like, these get better, and I was like, it's probably because of.
Well, here's a big question. This is here's the way I describe it. Is this is as on the nose. It is more on the nose in my glasses. But at the same time, this is only for Star. Marco, as has it shown in this episode, is does have feelings for I can't remember. Jack, I said there was like Jan. I was trying to make sure Jan is the other one. So Jackie Lynn Thomas. I remember Lynn Thomas. It was like I'll be with first names. Like, dang it, just anyway. But yeah, Jackie Lynn Thomas. Like that confirms he does have feelings for her, and incidentally, also looks like she might have feelings for him now. Which is also falsely foreshadowed. With changing feelings and all that when she found out that Marco actually had a crush on him. Her. So like so saying like I think somebody subscribed as like Starco sort of half confirmed, but then there's Marco, which is again has feelings for Jackie.
Yeah, which might I add, the way that they did that, and I was thinking like they were gonna do something like mind blowing, like Marco just jumping joy, gleeful about like actually being able to confirm his feelings, or some big celebratory event that would occur that would basically have the both of them near kissing and then tragically be put away by the movie.
That's not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
But I mean, I will say that, but it's actually kind of an interesting way to mix it. Because I mean, if anything, with Star and Marco, you thought they would have gone the other way. That Star has all these boys that are, into her or she's into or whatever, and then I mean, it would have, especially that scene where like Marco pursues her to the underworld and swipes that dance with her. It's like
Under the
Blood moon.
friggin' blood moon, yes.
So yeah, you think they would have gone that route, and then I mean, this is kind of out of nowhere, but it is Star, so it doesn't not fit. It's like, yeah. I mean, she's not really one to like. She wouldn't be one to like broadcast her feelings or make them particularly obvious. She just kind of, like she even said herself, she varies a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
bring us to another question is like if she does have feelings for Marco, does she actually even know she has feelings for Marco? Is a thing.
She did not want him to read her journal. I remember that much because he found the section on him. What?
Yeah, episode 1 of the season where her diary.
Yeah, and it was just like I think she knew that she did, but she didn't want to tell everybody there, in all honesty, because she's probably written about it somewhere in there and didn't want him to see it then and didn't want to tell him now. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I don't even think Star knows herself.
It's like she's a girl with a million thoughts, and like to fixate on that one little truthiness that seems to be at the big core of her, but it's just so entangled inside of like a multiple amount of random thoughts that she decided to go with like that true speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so I guess let's see how do we like how well this show has handled relationships so far?
Define relationship.
True that.
We haven't really had any
the middle school, high school type where you're still sorting out your feelings and you're not really like hardcore into anyone, or maybe at rare occasions you are, but in that case it could be something like what's his name from the underworld, Tom or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Friggin' Tom.
But I mean, I don't know, school crushes and stuff, it seems like it's doing a fairly interesting job with that, I would say. And I think it's avoiding the cliche way of doing these things too.
I think it just shows like different like dimensions of like relationships. Like when you're that age, like you have like you could have like the completely obsessed. You have like Starfan 13. You have the completely obsessed. You have like sometimes I think like Star has in a way kind of like ADD or something. Like your thoughts go like all sorts of different areas. And then then you have like Marco always like you had a crush and this is when the show gets really smart is when he's like, well, he thinks he does, like he doesn't know for certain.
It's like, well, did I, or did I just put her on a pedestal and decide I liked the idea of her?
Exactly. They make it really, really smart, right? Like right there. That's an interesting observation. So it's pretty much like different dimensions of like, when you're that age and you're new to the idea of like relationships. You could either be really obsessed or like you could be really obsessed or you could be delusional. Or not, or just not have any idea whatsoever. So you concentrate on other things.
Yeah, concentrating on other things.
I mean, it's not exactly the age where you're thinking like long term, or where this is necessarily a huge part of your life, unless you take cues from the TV shows that say it should be.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, for some people more so than others, it's one of those figuring out type of times.
Mm-hmm.
But, anyway, does everyone think it stacks up to the last few episodes then? I mean, I was of the opinion that the last 3 or so episodes were becoming like season highlights, but so I don't know if you guys agreed with me or not, but how do you think this one stacks up?
I feel like it's at the cream of the crop.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison to,
I mean, compared to like everything else from like season 2 so far, because it feels like every single compartment of it was great. Like there was a lot of exciting energy. It feels like it meshed both the mundane and the surreal together, while not even trying to while it's not even like just Muni focus, like in the actual Muni, because like that's what we've been getting recently. And I was feeling like Muni episodes focus in the location of Muni have been getting a lot of praise, but the fact that recently we've been getting with this episode, we got like a good Earth episode with the surreal element of like this truth for punishment device. I just really do respect that, and the way that everyone else just seemed to come alive, and you're really starting to see like certain characters you might start to like in the secondary crowd.
I will say that like the sleepover one kind of did what the Goblin Dogs episode did, just like took a really like an out there idea, but not just for the sake of doing something offbeat, that just had a really I guess a really creative way of just having fun with a concept, not just a concept, with these characters and the what they have at their disposal. I mean, that's what I think a show setting itself apart should look like.
But actually, this reminded me of another I felt theme that I was just reminded of for this season, which is that it's actually really developing these secondary characters.
Better than like, MLP.
I mean, just say like I say. Actually, a comparison I was about to actually use a MLP comparison. Reminds me of season 2 did a lot for developing the main 6. This like season 2, a lot of the episodes, because if you look back, even if you thought they originally were filler, did a lot to develop the like supporting cast of side characters. Like Jana like went from basically background nothing to becoming Star's other best friend on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Stargirl, like 13, was literally just like a one-note joke of like being obsessed, and she's a recurring
13.
character now.
Well, now she's a recurring joke.
Though. That's like her legit name in the thing. They voiced it. Nobody's like, you did it, you guys.
I mean, that's probably at least like a 10-cent nod for, not being afraid of like having her phrase it like that. I totally have a crush on Star.
Tom got development earlier. Star's mom and father both got more development earlier. I can just look at not necessarily supporting character, but just look at Ludo in general. Then Buff Frog was a supporting character, got like a lot of development. To say like they're like a lot of it was necessarily filler in the first half of the first quarter, I guess, of the season, since we're only even on the break, which we haven't reached yet. We're only halfway through. But like it did a good job just developing the supporting cast, which good job for it.
I mean, and just because you're not giving like one cast member or another like their own spotlight, their own episode or something like that, doesn't mean that you just have to like keep them off screen as much as possible. I mean, sometimes the little details of just like how much personality goes into them can make them just fine in those strictly supporting roles, or even help them play off of what you're focusing on and make it better. Make any sense? I need to rephrase that.
Nope, makes perfect sense. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. But any, I guess, closing thoughts?
Good episode.
I was waiting for that. I missed it last recording.
I would like to say, like, aside from like the thoughts I already said about these two episodes, Star versus the Forces of Evil has definitely differentiated their sloths from another particular franchise. And I'm quite thankful that they have their own touch, as it were, of how they act. Quest by sloths. So good.
That's
Also,
like the Quest by sloths. Like that's exact. Every single retail worker can be like, "Oh my gosh, that's exactly what it's like."
It's not my department.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that's a slam. Oh wait a minute! I just figured it out. It's a slam. It's a slam or something on Best Buy.
Although I mean, they did kind of steal the sloth joke from Zootopia. Well, actually, when did this come out versus Zootopia? Who stole it from who?
The sloths.
Oh, you're right.
From last season.
Like, season one, this is like this is like the third or fourth episode of season one. So before fall of last year, so it was predated Zootopia.
Okay, but wait, did they have problems with the sloths in the last time they were at Quest by?
Yeah, that's where the first time they said it's not their department. And then he's like, "Don't help me up, I get workman's comp." And I was just like, oh my gosh. It was so ridiculous.
Oh, I didn't like when Ludo said he's gonna pay.
Yes.
yeah.
But let's see. Well, that's 4 in a row for season 2 now. That's more like the Star I'm hoping for. Because I mean, I think, like I said, season 1 seemed like it had just a kind of a perfect balance that it just kind of nailed. In season 2, adding stuff to that, then okay, you've got to, I guess, descriptive wording, place it on the scales about right. And it seems like it's now finally getting there. Seems like it's got it down pretty well for these past few. I think that that it's new stuff that it plays off of what's already there, and it it keeps everything that was a lot of fun going strong and building in some ways. So I mean, if you've got a story that you want to quote unquote enhance, and not just Dexter's Lab where it's sort of a different adventure every week, then I mean, I'd say this, or at least these last 4, it's about the way to do it. And I mean, some of the I think half episode, some of the A or B ones, I think I also really liked before. It just seemed like they had trouble not faltering at points. keyword had now because we're on a roll, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
All right, anyone else? Okay, then I guess that's see you like next week. But I guess might as well give my final comments. Like, I think this.
My son was awake. I just realized that.
It's been
Yeah, it's
talking for
Friday.
like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, boy.
You okay?
Oh, God. I'm so stupid.
Hi. Well, now I see why what happened last time did. This is your reaction to people falling asleep. It kind of happens here.
But going back just to my thoughts, I think this episode is a great demonstration just how good of a series Star Versus is. Because to summarize, like the first episode, which we can all consider very deep, like just very raw an episode, it's an episode that's basically a truth or dare at a girl's slumber party, and it was able to make a deep emotional like message and well written show. Like that's Star Versus,
Make
like
it not, quote unquote, like the whole regular stereotype for what we would have expected from a girl's sleepover.
Oh yeah.
Second.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. Never mind. Just forget it. I didn't say anything. You won't understand me even in the playback because, yeah, it'll be fine.
I'm sorry, what was it about a girl's sleepover?
Nothing. Somebody else talk. Hurry.
Are you just looking for... Hold on a second. Were you just looking for someone to be the bad guy there?
No, because you were talking about like, girl slumber parties, they're not supposed to have boys because they're icky. And I was like, yeah, when you were 8, like so.
I mean, like
and there's also there's always like makeup and pizza and pillow fights and truth or dare.
Always.
Always.
Hey,
I mean, like, I do not remember it, like, if there were, I don't know, a group of high school girls staying at one house, I have a feeling that, like, they would not be that keen on one guy in the room, like, say, hey, let's play truth or dare with us. Which...
I mean, if you're cool like Marco, then...
Yeah,
I mean, it's simultaneously, like, a good stereotype buster, and, like, but it does, like, stand out a bit. Like, I mean... I don't know. Yeah, too many thoughts at once there. But no, I guess what I'm saying is like it's I mean, it's like simultaneously hard to see it as normal and like but easy to appreciate for being such.
That's always how mine went.
Yeah. Gender's going to be an issue for a long time to come, isn't it?
Yep, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Until the day where we can choose our genders.
Oh gosh.
Oh, you mean like that sci-fi story about where you could like literally have a new body created for yourself?
Something like
just
that.
Like switch brains back and forth.
That'd be kind of cool.
I'd like to choose my eye color at the very least.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me, Cadet, are you ready for our sleepover?
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm just screwing with you now.
Okay. I was like, what?
I guess see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
I think it's stopping.
You did that just to fluster me, damn you.